Welcome to the Open Word, an online ministry of Boone Open Bible Church. On today's program, we bring you a word from the pastor featuring Phil Waldo. And now, here's Phil.
Hey everybody, Pastor Phil here. In 1 Chronicles 14, David is anointed king over all Israel, so the Philistines rise up and raid the area. David inquires of the Lord about attacking them, and God tells him he will be victorious. And when he won the battle, he called that place Baal Perazim, which means the Lord breaks out. Then the Philistines raided again, and David consulted the Lord once more. This time the instructions were different. Instead of a direct attack, David was to circle around them and listen for the sound of marching in the tops of the trees. When he did as God instructed, he had a great victory and became famous through every land. God was with David, giving him success when the enemy attacked. The enemy often attacks right after a spiritual victory. The Philistines were an overwhelming force coming against Israel. Here's the truth. When troubles come, they often seem huge and overwhelming at the time. And those Philistines kept coming back to trouble David. Perhaps there have been some old habits or elements of a sinful past which you have left behind, but they keep coming back to trouble you. Those types of challenges can be particularly gigantic and overwhelming. But our God is Lord of the breakthrough. What kind of breakthrough do you need? Perhaps there's a troubling situation going on in your life. Remember, our God is Lord of the breakthrough. David was obedient to the Lord, and part of his obedience was to wait on the Lord. He had to wait for God's cue. Now in this case, he had to listen for the sound of marching. And this sound in the trees is symbolic of a moving of the Holy Spirit. When the Spirit begins to move, we need to move with him. We follow his leading. It may seem as though the enemy has you surrounded. It may seem like there's no escape and no hope. It may seem as though the dream has died. But when the Spirit of God moves, there is new life. There is birth. And God is up to something new. He is going to battle against the enemy, and he is leading us as we partner with him. Don't let the enemy intimidate you. Don't let old habits take root again in your life. Don't let the enemy box you in and bind you up. Instead, pray and praise and patiently wait on the Lord. Then as the Spirit moves in your heart and life, partner with him and push the enemy back. And that's it for today. We'll see you next time.